Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about multi-step equations. Multi-step equations are generally going to have 3 or more steps. What we're going to be seeing today have 3 steps, and usually we have to do a step where we are simplifying one side before we go through and solve. So let's take a look at some examples. First off, we've got a little bit of vocabulary here. Like terms. Whenever 2 terms are alike, this means that they either both have a variable or neither of them have a variable. For instance, 3x and 5x are both like terms because they both have an x. Also, 3 and 5 are like terms because neither of them have an x. The important thing is like terms can be combined. So I can add 3x plus 5x and get 8x. Also, I can add 3 plus 5 and get 8. But since 3x and just 5 are not like terms because 3 has an x and 5 doesn't, those can't be combined. Those have to stay separate. So here we have a few examples. I've got 4 plus 3x plus 2 equals 21, and I also have 3 plus 4x minus 7 equals negative 12. And we want to solve these out, but we're going to start by simplifying by combining like terms. So for instance, I have this 4 and this 2 on the left side here. These are both like terms, so I can add those together before I start to solve. So if I add 4 plus 2, that's going to give me 6. And I didn't change this 3x at all, so that's just going to come down. I'm going to bring the plus sign, I'm going to bring the 3x. And I also bring down the 21, since that didn't change either. So now, when I combined my 4 and my 2, I got the 6, and now I have 6 plus 3x equals 21. So I'm going to continue working this problem, just solving the same way that we were the other day. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. These 6's over here will cancel. And 21 minus 6 is going to give me 15. So now I'm going to bring down a 15. And I'm going to bring down my 3x. So now I have 3x equals 15. And I want to solve this out by dividing by 3. Remember, whenever you have a number and a variable like this, that means those two things are multiplied and you need to do the opposite. So I'm going to divide by 3 to cancel out the multiplication. Those will cancel. I'll just have x. And then 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. So my answer is x equals 5. So we started by simplifying, combining our like terms, and then we solved out the same way we did for 2-step equations. This one is very similar. If you think you can solve this out, pause the video, see if you can solve it, and see if you get the same answer. So we want to start by combining our 2 like terms here. We've got 3 and negative 7. So I'm just going to do 3 minus 7, which will give me negative 4. Now I still have this 4x here, and this is positive because there's a plus sign in front of it, so I'm going to have plus 4x. And then I just bring down my negative 12 and my equal sign because those don't change quite yet. Now to keep solving, I want to cancel out this negative 4 right here, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Those will cancel out, and I'll be left with 4x equals negative 12 plus 4. Remember, when the signs are different, we subtract our numbers and take the sign from the bigger number. So 12 minus 4 gives us 8. And we bring the negative sign from the 12. So I've got 4x equals negative 8. Now I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. And I'll end up with x equals negative 2. Let's take a look at two last examples here. These two examples are a little different because now our like terms are x's rather than numbers. So I'm just going to combine 2x and 4x, which should give me 6x. We're going to bring down the plus 9. And we have the 27 on the other side there. I'm going to go through and solve this just like I have been doing. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. Those cancel, and now I have 6x on the left side. And 27 minus 9 is going to give me 18. So now to get x by itself, I need to divide by 6. And I end up with x equals 3. For the last problem down here, it's very similar to the top one. I want to combine my x's for starters. This time I have 8x minus 5x. 8x minus 5x will give me 3x. I bring down the 11, because that doesn't change. Bring down the negative 7, because that's not changing either. Now we need to solve through. So I need to subtract 11 on both sides. Over here, we've got negative 7 minus 11. And if you remember, if both signs are the same, we add our numbers and keep the same sign. So 7 plus 11 gives me 18. And since they're both negative, we keep the same sign, and it'll be negative 18. To finish this out, we need to divide by the number in front, which means we're dividing by 3. And if we divide negative 18 by 3, we should get negative 6. So our final answer here is x equals negative 6.